Among the fallen, twisted branches of the grove, grief drifts like mist, settling on those who remain. But in every weary hand and every quiet voice, there is purpose. The promise of vengeance, the strength of community, and the fragile work of healing. These are the stories of those who live on, of those who endure. This is Echoes of the Grove. The sun has long since sunk beneath the tree line, and you just see this bruised smear of ash and violet across the horizon. The woods breathe in the coming night, and it's laboured and heavy. It's as if the old tree trunks rise and fall, like the bones of a dead giant. The wind hushed through them in a voice too low for you to make out just what it's saying. The air hangs thick, tainted with the stench of the rot. Something that had once lived, something that isn't quite dead. From the distance, the group's campfire flickers dimly against this gloom. A handful of trembling lights just surrounded by shadow. The camp looks small, fragile, breakable. From a distance, we see Cosain at the edge of the clearing, the glow from the fire catching the silver strands of hair. She's busy, looking for food, foraging, searching and seeking, taking a breath away from it all. Her thoughts are of what these woods once were, and of the grove. A place that she had once tended to so carefully. A place that seemed to sing at her touch. Now she winces. The thoughts of broken, cracked skin, petrification, the stench of healing salves, and the quiet, the strained quiet of the wards and the medical tent. Each breath you take, Cosain, you feel the cold. You feel the old life of the woods that once were beneath your palms. Buried deep, watching, listening, remembering. But the trees here have no love for you. Not anymore. The wind picks up. There is almost like a sigh of lament, of mourning. And for a second, just a second, it sounded like it whispered your name. Cosain, as you are foraging, you can hear Screech's words. Berry picking, mushroom foraging. You are looking for things that you can find that you can use, and it eats at you. And you go a little further than you had intended. And you stumble over something.
I think she doesn't reach for drum quite yet, but she does slow down her pace and moves carefully towards whatever it is.
Sort of picking yourself up and slowly kind of turning around. It had been half she had been half buried. You find the body of a young dwarven woman.
This is fine.
It's broken. It's twisted in a very unnatural way, as if it was just thrown against rock and tree like a rag doll. And you can see the pained, fearful expression on her face. And you can see the wounds on her hands. And a little way, you can see a small blade that she may have used to fend for herself. But around her neck, you see a silver chain.
Don't.
And a green stone.
Yeah.
This is, for a moment, her. This is Quiva.
I stumble back. Quiva, Quiva. I just, and then I move forward again. I just look, like scramble over to the body, and I look at the stone, and I make sure, am I absolutely sure this is this? And then I see it's this dwarven girl, and I'm like, no, she wasn't meant to be here. She wasn't meant to be here.
As you pick her up, there's a moment where you just feel the weight on you press. And you realize you're holding Ginny, the traitor. You can mark off one of your quests.
Oh, good.
Protect yourself in spite of others.
I think she starts to. I think she throws up. Just, oh. This girl isn't covered in rot, is she?
No.
Is she covered in? She's broken and twisted, but is there like blood around?
There is.
There is. I think as soon as she had picked her up to kind of make sure, and now she realizes her hands and her clothes are covered in blood, and she just looks at. Before she can wipe, she can feel it on her hands, and it's not like she's been covered in blood so many times, but this is worse. This is just far beyond the pale of, because she knows that she let this person die. The stone around her neck is that Kiva's necklace?
It is.
She starts hyperventilating, and she just shoves the body away and just grabs like the nearest pieces of wood and staggers back to the camp. I don't think she has any real awareness of what she's doing. She just throws the wood. She sits down and she starts like methodically cleaning her hands and her arms and just staring at the ground, just muttering and mumbling like, there's no blood, there's no blood, there's no blood, there's nothing there, it's okay, there's no blood.
Cosain, you alright?
Hmm?
You okay?
Yeah. Do we need... I couldn't find anything. There's no...
She's lying.
Breagáin, there's a gift that the most accomplished liars in the world acquire. The ability to recognize a lie, to understand the very essence of the words being spoken. You know, because you tell so many, Cosain is lying.
Here, like, what's with all the blood? I mean, did you find an animal or something? Are we eating well, or?
No. We wouldn't want to eat this animal. It was just it just shook me a bit. It's all right. I was rotted.
What type of animal was it?
A deer.
I mean, I know I saw Old Screech there do some like wild magic. Sure, you could like clean it up enough or something, but like
no. We, like I said, we shouldn't. Breagáin.
Okay. Yeah.
We shouldn't go near that deer.
Where was
I'm
it?
telling you.
Maybe I'll go have a look.
I'm gonna shove him back. Did you not hear me, lad? We don't need to go in there.
All right, Cosain. Cut the shit.
I'm telling you to sit down.
Don't tell me to sit down. I'm sick of everyone in this fucking grove telling me what to do. What's happening? None of us have fucking talked to each other all fucking day. Like, we're supposed to be in this together, and what? You're just gonna sit here and lie to my face? Come on, no one good would do that.
Jeez, big talk for a man who does the same all the fucking time.
I don't know what you're talking about. Look, what?
There's
what
no main street in fucking Tezarab.
What the fuck's Tezrab? I don't even know. Look, stop changing the subject, all right? I wouldn't know. I've never been to Tezrab. So look, what did you find?
You want to know so fucking badly?
Yeah, so I'm asking you questions.
I'll grab him, and I'll drag him to the body, and I'll say, "There, right fucking there. Are you happy now?
Jesus Christ, is that?
You fucking happy now?
Is that her? Is that her?
No. I don't know how she got that fucking necklace.
You can hear Cosain. There's just this piercing sound. But all you can look at is the dead dwarven woman, half covered by leaves and mud. And she looks so much like Kiva. And then, Breagáin, you lose yourself in that moment. There is just, your mind just goes back, and there's a smell of hyacinths and just the taste of spiced apple rum. And you can feel just how soft her kiss was on your lips. And you find yourself pulled from this memory in that moment, Breagáin, and Lilith is staring at you. Oisin and Cosain and Screech are all standing in that stone platform between the rivers, and she's put a sling in your hands.
What's this? Come on now. Like, Oisin got a spear. I'm pretty sure I've been establishing that I'm a good spear guy, but like, no, you're on. I don't need this. Like, I mean, like, if you're going to give me something cool, you know.
She smiles at you. You hold
What?
near rogue a sling to cast the truth.
I don't want to hold anything. Fucking that scroll just fucking took all the Screech's blood out of him. I just saw Cosain drop her wedding ring, and Oisin looks like they've seen a ghost. Like, I don't know if I want to be holding fucking Nerog or a sling to cast. I don't, like, why am I here?
At the end, you will have your answer.
What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
You wield weapons that long ago almost brought this world to her knees, that almost shattered the cosmos. What you wield is more than responsibility, is more than knowledge, is more than truth. It is more than love. Find the source and end this.
Look, come here. Just between the two of us, right? I don't want the responsibility, okay? Like, I can't handle it. I'm not gonna, like, you can't just give me a fucking a weapon that can end the world and expect me to be able to put one foot in front of the other. I can't.
She turns, and as she does, the wind sort of picks up, and there is a smell of hyacinths and spiced apple rum.
Yeah.
And you're back standing beside Cosain, looking down on the dead dwarven woman.
Glad you're finally into telling the truth now, Breagáin.
She was the only one I could tell the truth to, you know? Everyone else wanted more of me. She didn't. So I'll do it for her. If that means doing it for you and Oisin and Screech and the Grove, well then, yeah, if that weights the price I gotta pay, well then yeah, fuck it, I'll tell the truth if I have to.
Well, you're some man for one man. She's going to bend down and unclasp the necklace. I don't know. See, the necklace that Kiva had, I gave it to her. This is it. I'm so mad. I didn't see her before she went into the battle. I was too busy. I drop the necklace into your hand, Breagáin. So you can give it to her and tell her the truth. Tell the truth about why you left. Whether you couldn't handle that responsibility of being a guardian, or whether you just couldn't be with her, just tell her.
This is going to say just between us, yeah?
I don't plan on telling anyone about this.
Great, yeah, no, good, yeah.
I'm going to kick some leaves over this dwarven girl who I'm going to forget. And I'm going to walk back towards the camp.
I think Breagáin just stays there for a solid 2-3 hours.
When you come back, you kind of find that the others have... Oisin is up keeping watch. Old Screech and Cosain have sort of found a spot to rest as comfortable as possible, but sleep isn't something that anybody around this camp, rest even, isn't something that is going to come easy to you. But the night drifts on, and as first light begins to sink through the windows of the blackening canopy overhead, in the distance you can see 5 stone towers. These monuments, ruins, long sort of left unattended as the rot spread through the grove. These pillars, known as the Song of Heroes, stand, some strong and tall, others crumbled and collapsed, but you can see all of them, and they look like they did in the stories. They look like they did the last time you soared over the grove, the last time you visited. And something tells you, something stirs within you. That is where you have to go. And we press into the day. Can Cosain, Breagáin, and Screech roll a d4 for me?
A 3.
4.
1. As you return to the road, you see that a lot of it has sort of washed out. That rain continued well into the night, and even now you can kind of feel it soaked into your clothes, on your skin, and even in your bones. You are tired. You feel a heaviness in your heart, but you continue. You struggle and you push through. The road is wet and muddy, and it's difficult, and you can feel each step sort of weighing on you. In the distance, you can see the canopy and the tree line sort of opening, and you realize that there's a canyon. A fissure has torn itself open here between the road that you were on and the Song of 5 Heroes, the 5 towers in the distance. The most direct and obvious route is across, but it's about 60, 70 foot wide.
Okay. Screech, do you think those old bones could lift any of us over?
I wouldn't count on it.
You might have had some use then. And would trying to find another route take longer than we have?
Most likely.
Okay.
What trees around here look uncorrupted?
As you look around, there's a moment where, as you're looking, Oisin, you see that there may have been a bridge at one point here. Whatever caused this tear has torn it. And at about 15, 20 feet below the edge, you can just see the remains of a wooden and rope bridge. On the other side, dangling precariously, you see the other half. And Old Screech, that shiver rattles your bones. And at first it's something you maybe
maybe you thought it was what Cosain said got you, but it's not. It goes deeper than that, and you can see the forest floor moving, coiling like a snake.
Is there any tree around here that would be big enough that if we fell a couple trees, we'll be able to build a makeshift bridge?
Span a fissure of 60, 70 feet. Those are some big ass trees that'll take us days to fell.
So, Oisin, if you're going looking for like a tree or trees that may be sturdy enough, where we can say that that's what you're doing. If you want to go look for that,
Yeah, I think
okay.
so.
What's everybody else doing then?
Okay, I think Screech is gonna try and understand what exactly is moving on the floor. If there's something like he can use, convert, take advantage of, basically.
As kind of Oisin just kind of splits and kind of splinters from the group and kind of moves in one direction, your eyes, Old Screech, you can't help you. They're just drawn to that movement. And again, at first it just looked like the rustling of brambles and briars. And now you see that the actual forest floor is writhing, and large spiked vines are coiling up along the trees and choking the life out of the forest.
Okay, I have an idea.
Do tell.
For that, I would require a little flashback for when we got the weapons, if possible.
Yeah.
Right, so I think as everyone else leaves with their weapons, Screech stays a little bit behind and in secrecy turns to Aisling and there is one final thing I might require of you if I am to succeed in this task. I need a vial of your blood. And he takes a little vial from one of his many folds in his clothing and unstoppers it.
You see her mannerisms shift. She'd been holding herself, really isn't the right way, but she'd been holding herself as if this was something she had to get this right. And with the kind of the weapons gifted, cursed, given to each of you, and your oaths sworn, she kind of, you see her shoulders kind of drop, and then she almost kind of mimics you a little, Screech, in the way she holds herself. And where your eye moves very, very quickly, sort of analyzing and watching, you can see hers are kind of flitting back and forth as if she's thinking as well. And she holds out her hand to you. And she just turns it sideways, clenches her nails into the palm of her hand, and she squeezes. And there's a trail of silver mercurial blood into the vial.
Screech carefully takes the vial, stoppers it, hides it safely. Thank you. It will be necessary. We will try our best. And he kind of bows awkwardly towards Aisling with his over 2 meter stature and turns back. Wrapping a flashback back in near this fissure with Cosain and Breagáin and Oisin having left, just turns to both that are still here, takes the vial out of his pocket, looks at it. Whatever happens, and he points at the forest, make sure I am not interrupted. And he floats the scroll again in midair. This time it unravels to a blank page, a blank portion of the scroll, and he shoots the black ink from his own oily blood into that portion and unstoppers the vial, and it gets sucked by that blood and makes a mixture ink that he starts writing a new ritual in the scroll. The ritual he was going to devise after having spent some time in the forest and learning about the rots is how to convert something that is rot-ridden into not being rot-ridden, and maybe use it for their own gain. So he's going to write the ritual. It will take as long as you feel it should take, while Cosain and Breagáin hopefully protect him. And then he will do it on the vines in order to try and make a bridge or help Oisin secure a bridge after he finds a tree.
In this moment, as Screech kind of just turns and again shrieks, and you see the scroll and the blood and this oil and this silver liquid, and its words and symbols are all appearing on the page, and the forest starts to tremble. Cosain and Breagáin, what are ye doing?
I'm watching, both horrified but fascinated, because from what Cosain is seeing, she, like, depending on how far he gets, this is a cure for the rot, but she's also not sure what will come out of the forest as a result to try and protect itself, because everything has an immune system, even disease. It has its own way of fighting back against any kind of medicine. So she hefts drum, and she looks to Screech, and she says, touch the shield, quickly.
He squints his eyes, but touches the shield.
And I am going to use my shield's ability. I can protect any who lay hands on the shield from the dangers of the forest. But you do have to pay a price, which does involve losing a memory.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Saucy.
More particular, it says the price you described when choosing this weapon. So it's not just a memory.
I will not be touching that shield.
No, it's
Thank you very
good.
much.
It's good. Don't worry about it. It's good.
It's a memory of someone who loved you.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Ooh, I think as he touches the shield through Screech's mind, he is transported back to when he was 15 years old, before he was inducted into the Guardians. Before any of this that you see was really a thing. Before Screech existed, and only little Tobias was a thing. The memory is of him and a young woman by the river, laying down in a grassy field filled with flowers, laughing and smiling at the sky, watching clouds pass by. And as the light of the scene kind of dims inside his head, the sun kind of gets obscured by a big cloud, and his smile also recedes as the touch he was feeling from the person beside him vanishes, and looks to the side, and an amorphous, blank face stares at him. No eyes, no mouth, no nose, just a blank canvas. Tobias says, what happened to... He can't quite find the name.
You are shaken violently, Screech, as Cosain puts herself right in front of you, your touch slipping from drum as just this giant rot spiked vine just darts, almost like a viper would, straight at you. And she hefts the shield up in front of the pair of you and plants her feet into the earth as the vine just smashes into it. And there is a splintering of stone and bark and plant material. Breagáin, you can see at either side, several of these other vines are just sort of, again, splintering out and as if trying to entrap all of you.
Oisin, hurry up. I kind of see Screech's face glaze over a bit when he touches this shield. I kind of give myself like a wide berth of it. And I think I'm just, I desperately look around for, again, some sort of ammo or something to use, but everything here is covered by moss and lichen, and I can't, there's nothing to easily grab at. And I look at what Screech is doing and what he said earlier, or what he said yesterday, of using that power is power, and that if we have to use the power of rot on the forest itself.
No.
And you see Breagáin like pulls at the collar of his shirt, reaches down towards his armpit, and you hear a small crack, and his face winces in pain as he removes a bit of the petrification on his body, puts it into the sling, and starts using that to try and force the forest back.
As you rip that from you, every nerve in your body just catches fire. It is more than just a surface. This is not a scratch. You've literally torn a part of yourself off. And as the sling wisps and whirs in your hand, picking up momentum, there is a cracking sound as the piece of petrified flesh collides with the trunk of a tree and just splinters. Several of the vines are just struck by these little shards that just bounce off. You see some are ripped clean through. Others find themselves sort of pinned to the trunk of a tree or slapped against a stone. But these vines are not letting up. The forest floor wriggles and writhes fully. And Oisin, I'm going to need you to mark a guile approach if you are looking and searching.
I thought you were going to make me mark a harm. I was like, I'm not even there.
Wait, what?
And if you are protecting Screech the whole way through this Cosain, I am going to need you to mark 3 harm.
What? Oh, I don't even like him that much.
Because it's not just him behind that shield. You are.
Yeah.
And with each ram of these vines, you can feel this pain just vibrating in your forearms, just the agony as your muscles tense.
Okay.
You can hear Breagáin, you can hear the whistling of the sling. And again, Breagáin, you need to mark a harm as you are ripping bits of yourself off and using it.
Just casually rip yourself to pieces.
What you notice is that first shot seemed to pin and stop some of the vines, but now they seem to be kind of becoming resistant to it.
And how much longer does it look like that Screech needs?
So we're going to say that all of that sort of the harm that you took, and I want you to mark kind of a haste or a valor Actually, haste, valor, and guile. So it'll be valor for Cosain,
Yeah.
haste for Breagáin, and guile for Screech, given kind of the approach that you're taking to kind of solve this. All of this is happening in that moment. So it's not, you're not going to take any extra damage. I'm not going to, you're holding things at bay as quickly or as carefully as you can.
Just a quick question. How many harm can we take again?
You have 8.
8. Oh, thank God.
You're not even halfway there. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
I thought it was 5, and I was like, oh, fuck.
You have 5 of each approach.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Oisin, you watch as the others kind of like are trying to figure out what to do, and as you drift off the road and inch through the thick of these trees, kind of following the edge of the cliff and the drop below, you start to hear something's happening behind you, but you're focusing on what's like what your goal is, and you know these woods. This is part and parcel of the patrol. It may be maybe as far as you would have gone. Maybe you would have crossed the bridge occasionally to just scout out those areas, but here kind of marks the edge of the grove and her boundaries. And as you sort of try to recall that sort of map you have of this area that you kind of locked away in memory, in muscle, in your mind, you find yourself sort of tracing back on your steps, not quite along the road, but following the edge and going backwards. There's a glade here. The people of the Grove have a gift for naming things, and it was just called the Sitting Rock.
Damn, they really got it. You look at that rock and you think, I'm going to sit there.
That's a good old rock.
That's a good rock to sit. It has a buck groove.
You remember Nana Metamoon giving you kind of a crack over the back of the head for like you being sort of indignant to the name because she named it.
Yeah, that tracks.
It looks like a throne almost. Like it's 2 pieces of rock, one taller and kind of wider than the other, but here just sort of nestled. And there was a little brook in that area, and it had always sort of retained its essence, despite the rot kind of growing around it. This area seems to sort of hold its own. And as you pick up the pace in the distance, you can just see it. You can see the 2 stones and the trees along the edge are intact and pure.
I'm gonna walk into the glade, and I think I look around, and I get that feeling of just a sacred space, even if it's sacred because the community made it sacred, or if it's sacred because it's just that old. There's reverence and there's power here. And I look all around. This power is great, but it is static. And if there is to be a future for us, we cannot be static. I'm looking around, and not any one tree here is going to be big enough to cross that. I'm going to need some way to bind it all together. I think I'm going to slowly unwrap my arm, and I'm going to just run my finger along the mark. And I'm just going to speak to the forest. That substance that you sent to me, could I use it to tie some trees together?
A wind whistles through the glade, and the branches seem to tremble.
I don't know what you want, but I do know that I'm going to kill you. But until I get there, and until I find Quillo, I'm willing to work together.
God.
You want to kill sacred things, right? I'll give you this glade if you give me a bridge. Small price to pay. And I know you're hungry.
That trembling, that movement in the glade stops. And there's a heavy stillness. And as you take in this space in front of you, you notice something. Maybe you've probably seen it a dozen times before, but you really see it now. Growing between the crack of where the two stones meet, you can just see the wispy trunk of a river oak tree beginning to spring to life.
I'm going to take out the spear. I'm going to slowly walk up. I don't know if you're here. I don't know if you can hear me. This is going to hurt. And I'm sorry, but I hope you know that I'm doing this so that I can save you in the end. And I'm not sorry for that. And I'm going to stab it. And then I'm going to just push all the power that I have into this to try... I want to try to commune with the rot, to tell it, eat, consume, fell, and then tie them together for me.
You watch, it's as if you are standing outside of yourself, Oisin, as you take Criella and you just pierce this sapling trunk. And the mark on your arm spreads and it coils around the shaft of the spear and it latches onto the tree. And the stones shatter and the grass dies and all the trees on the edge of the glade wither to husks and the ground begins to shake and crack and roil and erupt as stones begin to trace back along your steps. And you hear a voice in the back of your mind.
I consume all.
I'm not sorry. This isn't me. This isn't my fault. I didn't do this. I didn't do any of this. Quillo did this. He started it. I'm ending it. It's too late now. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
You chase after this sort of quaking earth that just... Again, the footsteps that you tread through are just ripped apart and stones and large rocks and boulders are just exploding out. In this moment, Breagáin, you can feel the pain in your shoulder. You feel kind of that burning agony. And just as it, like you feel yourself kind of unable to kind of even hold the sling, there's a numbness coursing through you. And you watch as Cosain collapses to one knee, biting into her bottom lip as Screech's eyes roll into the back of his head, and the ritual completes itself as rot spiked vines lash out over the canopy of the tree. And in that moment, you see just the earth itself sunder and spill out, vines wrapping stone. Oisin trailing just behind it as the rot spiked vines and the remnants of the glade form a land bridge towards the towers.
I think Cosain collapses. Just is it done?
I think, Cosain, you notice as soon as like you peek over the shield that in order to complete the ritual, Screech had to leech like a huge radius of things that were still alive in order to control the vines. So it's like a big circle of death, and then the vines super powered and being conducted by Screech into the land bridge.
Cosain is just so. She just looks at the devastation. Like, can she see the glade where the sitting rock was from?
You can, if you look up to see where Oisin came from, you can just see that this part of the forest has just been torn apart. Like, you can't necessarily see the glade; it's that far back, but you can just see this path of destruction that Oisin followed.
I could probably make a good guess of like maybe what happened. And I think there's like tears flowing down her face from pain and from just the amount that the rot is making everything suffer. Just everything. And she gets up. She's like, we don't need to do this anymore. We just need to finish this. Please stop trying to harness the rot. Please.
No.
You would be dead if we didn't.
You would be dead if not for me.
We would all be dead.
I just protected you.
I am not denying it. We are a team. You protect me, I protect you. I don't die because of your shield. You don't die because I make you a bridge. Good work, Oisin.
I'm gonna kneel down and just extend my hand to help Cosain up. So
I slap it away and I just get up.
As you do, you see that Oisin's entire arm, shoulder, and up into his neck is now covered in this shade.
Do I think we'll have time to stop for the night again before we reach the age of the pillars?
You could, like, if you want to make camp on the other side, or you want to rest on the other side, we can. That's a thing we can definitely do.
I see that Oisin has taken off the bandage, and I just look back at the devastation. I say, lad, I hope it's worth it. Because I'm seeing too much death that I can't save right now. And I don't know if I can save you.
you don't need to save me. Me living, me surviving, that would be nice. But it was never part of the job. My job is to save the grove. No matter what. Come on. We need to keep moving, or else it'll be for nothing.
Breagáin, what are you doing at this moment?
I think I'm looking at Oisin with his obvious, not decay, corruption on him, and I just walk up to him kind of as we start moving. I kind of match pace with him for a second. Does that hurt? What did you do there?
I don't know. I think I spoke to it, and I made it a deal. Whatever's going on, it's hungry, and I gave it some things to feed on. Do you remember the sitting stone?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I call it a sanding stone, obviously, because I stood on it and like it was better when I did that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's gone now.
Yeah. No way. What?
Well, the trees that were around it, those are the trees that we used to make the bridge. There was some sacred space there that the rot couldn't get to, and I invited it in to feed if it would help me make a bridge, and it did. So that tells me that whatever this is, it has some level of sentience. And if it has sentience,
right,
it can be killed properly. It can't just be nullified or sent into some sort of natural state of remission, but if it's sentient, we can kill it good and make sure that it stays dead. So
Screech creepily stands behind them two without them noticing.
Nasty.
So
Kill
I don't
it?
know, but
Kill it, Oisin? Kill it? You want to destroy your precious forest? The rot is the forest. You cannot kill it. You need to stop whatever is misusing it. If you kill it, the growth dies.
you see very clearly, you see like a lot of internal anguish in Oisin. I think it's a mix of just, I'm so exhausted physically, and now I'm tapping into everything that is anathema to what I've dedicated my life to. And he just says, I don't know. There's whatever this is, it doesn't feel a part of the cycle, but it feels like it wants the cycle. And if I can negotiate with it, I can find a weak spot.
It wants you, Oisin. It wants you real bad. You're in a position to negotiate. You're in a position to ask for more. Don't be a fool. Don't settle for too little. It needs you.
Yeah, it does.
Do you have what it takes? Do you know what you have to do when the time comes?
Whatever it takes to save the grove.
Good. Then we are on the same page.
I believe, Oisin, you can mark one of your quests, stab the heart of an elder tree off.
Yippee. Oh.
Damn.
And
Oh.
Why?
Screech, you have also marked one of your quests, write the words of a new ritual upon the scroll with sacred blood.
Hoping for the second one as well, as I devastated a large portion of the forest, which you so, but up to
It
you.
was rotted, though. You did make that clear.
So here's what I'm going...
Not to be that guy.
No. It was the good
I love
part that I had
right?
to leech. Yeah.
But I'm also a fucker for someone who leans heavily into massive creepy roleplay.
No.
And Screech sort of... I'm going to argue that I think you're more testing the... I'm going to give you that one instead. I think pushing Oisin into this sort of tailspin or headspin of like, am I supposed to do this? Is this something I should do? And encouraging him to lean into it, I think, is making him question so much of who he is. While I don't necessarily think the strike back, I would give you the other one, to test the mettle of a fellow companion or knight.
Great.
So
Yeah.
I was going for that, but I didn't want to ask
I didn't want to be greedy.
oh my god. So by my count, you have completed 6 out of 12 quests.
Not bad.
In all of this, I I think maybe this conversation is happening as the three of you cross the bridge just behind Cosain.
Mm-hmm.
Moving over the canyon below, and you can see where part of the forest collapsed, where there might have been a landslide. You can see the devastation below, where rotted trees and plant life mingle with preserved natural parts of the grove. There's a stream of water that's kind of gushing violently, kind of dipping under, almost swallowed by boulders and debris. You can hear it, but you feel the wind kind of wallop against you. The bridge, strong and sturdy, but swaying, groaning under each footstep. You can feel it again. That pulse of something that isn't life and isn't death carry you across this chasm. And Cosain, you can just hear snippets of what's being said. The wind whistling past you, kind of muffling some of it. Lost in worry and thought, you see at the edge of the bridge and the tree line a young woman standing there. And all of you hear, "Mama, come find me. I'm lost." And she turns and she runs into the dark woods beyond.
Oh, I'm gone. I'm sprinting.
And that is where we are going to leave this episode.
You're
Why
nasty.
though?
You're nasty for all of this. Great.
How dare you do this?
You've been listening to Echoes of the Grove, a Romancing the Dungeon mini-series, with Apollo, Dread, Dylan, Nuno, and myself, Declan, as your Dungeon Master. It's taken a little longer to edit this than I had anticipated. I'm actually, and if you can tell, I'm actually a little under the weather. But I really very much enjoyed getting to listen back to this. It's the decision to kind of keep more of the story that the players told, even as they're just journeying through the dark woods. I'm really enjoying it, so I hope you are as well. If you want to talk to the cast, if you want to learn more about the system that we are playing, why not join us over on our Discord server? You'll find a link to that in our link tree, which is in the episode description. You can also just check out D8 Dungeon on all social media channels at D8 Dungeon. I've also hyperlinked all of the players and where you can find them in the episode description, so do make sure you give the gang a follow, and just to see what else they get up to when they're not running amok in the grove or being traumatized by me. There's a little bit of D8 Dungeon news that I wanted to just quickly flag, in case you didn't see. We have been nominated for 3 different awards with the New Zealand Web Fest awards taking place in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, I think. A big thank you to everybody who follows, who shares, who engages, who leaves a comment or left a review. We really, really appreciate it. Just being in the category with these other amazing creators and their work is we're incredibly proud. So thank you all so much for your support. I'm going to sign off here. This is the latest I think I've left an edit ever before, so hopefully I'll have a little bit more energy and get stuck into the next 2 episodes, because there's 2 parts left. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, take care.
Yeah, no, that's good and fine.
Sick fuck.
This is good and fine, and I'm not sad.
We're gonna call your therapist.
Joke's on you. I quit.
I have no therapist.